Let me see if we can get this out of my head for 2 seconds. I keep seeing these posts that folks keep saying, but, I love it because she said, I'm American. I'm American. She didn't say I'm a black American. Guess what? Here's the deal. And yeah, one next set of bus don't like me. When I look at Canada's team, I want to know where them people come from. When I look at Great Britain's team, I want to know where them people come from. And even amongst the various islands, and trust me, there were teams that you looked at and like, ooh, migration is a mother. But some of them, a lot of them, the roots were simply caused by the transatlantic slave trade. We acknowledge that. West Africa, Ghana, listen, we know that. My thing is, when I'm looking at all this, I know we're looking at our cousins. Like somebody said, somebody upon the Bahamian team, actually, Barbados. I went and looked at, I had to look at my girls. Yeah, baby, because I'm British born of Jamaican heritage. Them come from Yard, them come from Antigua, them come from St. Lucia. So when folks say, oh, but we're all just American. No, we're not. Because see, outside in the street, what do you say? But when I stepped in my parents' home, I stepped into a Jamaican home. I know families, when they step into a multicultural flow. Okay, because what? Mommy born on this island, daddy born on that island, grandparents come from another. You have to remember the threads that make up the fabric of who we are. The weaves are unbelievable. This ain't just the thing about what we signed as a political cover, as many of our forefathers were seeking opportunity. As many other peoples were seeking opportunity. But they are not defined by the color of their skin. They're defined by their heritage and culture. So when you say, pardon me, I'm cooking food. I like how so-and-so didn't say I'm black American. No, you see that. We ain't got to say it. But see, you'll turn around and say it, and then we get to say, throw some flavor up in that bad boy. Because even when I look at the Gullah Geechee Nation representative and to intersectionalities that she represents, one of them is being from the Gullah Geechee Nation. Folks got upset because they're like, well, hold up. Is she American or what? Allow people to express and be who they are, especially when it comes to cultural pride and heritage. Understand the ramifications of the words that you use, especially those who have gone through an assimilation process in spaces. And I'm quite sure, pick a nation. See, when you've checked boxes that at sometimes when they couldn't define you, so they say, okay, other, but you go from Negro to other, to black, to African American. And it's only in the recent times that the census has allowed for the blendings and the flavors that help make that melting pot do what it does. So no, we are defined by more than the color of our skin. Because in certain spaces, that no matter. I just saw where your people them come from. I mean, it's amazing and beautiful to me. In my mind, Jamaica won a rowing medal. She may be in Canada, but she was born in Jamaica. In my mind, Jamaica won that weightlifting medal. She may be in England, but I had our people them come from. And her sister even swims for Jamaica. Check out your work. You know, dabble through the British team, dabble through the Canadian team, dabble through... Man. Black Americans, depending, I don't know where this daddy may have come from. As you would want to say, African Americans. They got a piece of that Italian medal. Roots matter. It helps us be who we are in a space and place that we just want to swat us into one big pot. No, each bite you take has a different taste, has a different flavor. There are no two of us who are alike, but there are some characteristics that you may find that we will respond to. Y'all people them know I say pathways. And some of you will define to say I don't speak that way, and I get it, but you know how to respond to it. So as my girl Thea says, cooked fritters for everybody. 242, big up yourself. Bahamas, we see you. Yes, to my men's and women's. Yo. Just be kind to folks, man, and allow us to be who we are. We're not taking nothing off your table. If you understand the ramifications of the fact that we are able to, like somebody said, put her on the Wheaties box. You know how Ghana would feel to have a child of theirs on the Wheaties box? Let it happen for Mensa. See, you got to remember, even for those born in these United States, especially in families of color, there is culture, there is heritage, and for some, there's a homeland of others who are looking at what migration did for their family line, for their country. You have to understand the pride that wells within one. God, trust me, even if they yadi not done away, them feel it today. Even if you never knew your friend was Bahamian, trust me, 242 are bust out all over the place. Come on, man. Recognize and understand. We have rhythm, we have beat, we have culture, and it is much more than a piece of paper that some of us were brought into situations. I belong to 3 countries. I'm cheering for everybody. I'm British born, of Jamaican parents, mother and father, and naturalized American. I know who I am in that regard because it is my cultural heritage that has sustained the personality, the movements, how I get through pain. If never I yard and I'm in. So allow people to be who they are. Allow us, especially some of those tiny nations, those nations that the former president said were undeveloped, dirty, and whatever. Look at how many things they have been able to accomplish. The diaspora kicked ass. Ecuador came through. Venezuela came through. Colombia came through. Did you see Anthony Zambrano? The men of 100. Yes! See, when you look at things from a different eye, listen, allow us to feel, be, and know who we are. And guess what? If y'all ain't been privy to some customs and situations and tastes and flow. Get ready for an education. Remember, it's only another 3 years to the next Olympiad. It's time to learn. It's time to see. God, trust me. Like Jamaica team, them flying from all over the world for be on the team. Some get feet yam and cocoa, but me know some still like yam and cocoa they hard. Cause what yard that ain't hard. Let us be who we are. We're not taking anything from you. If anything, we're adding to your perspective that the multicultural mosaic that creates the American and its various formats. Because when I step outside, regardless of what, I'm a black woman. You're not just going to say, oh, can't we just say she's a... No, you're not just going to say I'm a woman. And especially if I open my mouth, yes. But will you begin to define who I am? Yes, trust me. I went back to London. They looked me dead in my face. I looked at people who could define my lines and lineage. The Mayath transatlantic slave trade brought us here to various lands specifically by our clan, by our tribe, by our trade. And now mind you, you have to remember, a lot of our clan defined our trade. So when you wiped out whole villages of weavers, and whole villages of dyers, and whole villages of blacksmiths, and come on now. I have never been, until I got back here and back and forth and going back and forth, defined by the color of my skin. I had always been defined by granddaughter of, you see what I'm saying? And that was within that cultural context. So we'll all keep on learning and we're working with it. So allow the many who you see to be who they are. Because you don't know a damn thing until you look under the cover. Because it's complex. I got to go eat now. I got to get ready for bed. Peace.